Hey, Steve and Alex, Wild Ones here. Welcome back to another episode of NaYouTVidMo, the 30-day challenge to publish one video every day for the 30 days of November. I'm here on the mesa, just over from the house a little bit. I started to build something right here, and then I realized that this is the wrong spot for it. And I'm going back to the thing I've said a number of times, that one of the things I'm trying to avoid in this challenge is getting tied up in the worries about destroying the natural generation. And that village over there is part of what I'm talking about today. I was thinking that it would be time for us to build a villager spawner or breeder because I want to start trading, and I wanted to do it far enough away from this thing so that we didn't mess with that, and but I want the villagers over here, and so I was going to bring some villagers over here and build a breeder up there. And then the thought occurred to me, well, then the villagers that are up there will interfere with the breeder, and where else can I put it, and a whole bunch of other thoughts and considerations. Long story short, it occurred to me that the reason I'm not building it here where the villagers are is mainly because I'm concerned about destroying the natural world generation. So let's not be stupid. I have come over here and tried to do some starting things, but long story short, I need to do something different. So I think there's a number of villagers in this building. There were. I had trapped, I don't know, 3 or 4 villagers in this building at one point. And trapped is the wrong word. I put them in here to keep them from getting destroyed by zombies. And I want to go up high enough that they can't just jump out, but I can look in. Alright, so there's one. And there were several in here at one point, so I don't know what happened to the rest of them. Oh, okay, so there's at least 2. So that's perfect. Alright, let me... Now, it would be nice if one of those guys was a farmer, because that would make my whole process a little easier. At some point, I'm going to need to get a farmer, but we can use those guys to get the first generation going. All right, let me back up just a bit and cover some ground that you may all be wondering about. First off, what happened in the last episode? Where I died and lost all of my stuff. I have honestly been searching around, and I have no idea where I was. I have a vague idea where I was, and I went over into that area. I actually recorded me going over into that area looking, and I have not found any trace of either the horse or my stuff, or any indication that it had ever been there. So I'm either looking in the wrong area, or all of that stuff is despawned. Now, the horse shouldn't have despawned unless it was also killed by the creeper that exploded and killed me. That is a possibility. I couldn't quite tell by looking at the at the video whether that's what actually happened or not, but it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. I had two things of value with me at the time. One was that diamond pickaxe. Okay, you guys are still okay, but I'm wondering if these corners might be a problem for right now. If zombies can get in there and attack you through the corners, that may have been what happened to the other group. So I'm going to fill those in to hopefully avoid that. I lost my train of thought. Alright, it's coming up on night. I don't want to be here at night. Not actually true. I don't want to be trying to survive through the night. So I'm going to go back and make it day. I'll get some wool and make a bed. And bring it over here while I'm working down here. So what I was trying to say was the only things that I really lost was that diamond pickaxe, and I did have a relatively nice bow that I had acquired. I think I got that through fishing. So it's kind of hard to let that go, but the fact is I can get them back. I already created a new pickaxe with the few diamonds that I have left. I don't have it with me because I want to work on some enchantments before I start using it, because I don't want it to get ruined, which is another reason I want to get a villager spawner going, because I'd like to get some trading with some librarians and see if I can get some mending books and what have you. So this whole thing does kind of make sense when you think about it completely through, but it's does seem a little bit scattered. So if I can get inside quick enough and get in bed, I should be okay. Alright. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some of this wool that I've harvested from the sheep. And take some of this wood. Make myself a bed that I can take over there with me. Alright, and again, I am going to go ahead and make an axe. So I don't need that. Yeah, let me make an axe. So anyway, to make a long story short, if I actually did find that horse, that episode would have been nothing more than me traveling to find the horse and my stuff and getting back, and that would have been boring anyway. So instead, I'm not going to show, or actually whether, anyway, the point is that episode would have been really boring. Not that my others aren't, but that would have bored me just making the video. So I'm not doing that. I'm not going to put you guys through that. I'm just going to come over here and build this thing, and at some point I'll need to make some sort of method to get them over there. But the one drawback of building it over here, as I'm thinking about it now, and let me think this through all the way, is that I won't be around to keep these chunks loaded, and so they won't be continually loaded to be breeding new villagers. That is a consideration. All right, let's go to a variant of my original plan. I will build a tunnel to bring a couple of villagers over here, those two villagers there. Over here, I think a tunnel bringing them over is going to be a shorter process than the other option. The other option I had, but will keep them down here at this ground level. Probably maybe right in here. Yeah, right here. Let's do it right here. This will become, actually, this is almost the right size anyway. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's a little small. All right. We will do this. That roof is very sketchy and will collapse on me if I'm not very careful, so maybe I'll just take it out beforehand and avoid that. All right, I am going to put a bed down here just so I don't have to keep running upstairs to avoid the night. There we go. And let's start just excavating some of this here. Let's build a crafting table. I'm sure I've got other crafting tables around, but we'll put one there, and let's start off by making myself a shovel. Yeah. Okay, so what I need is a 5x5 area to start with. So this is 3, 5. There are a ton of really good villager spawner designs, and I actually considered using NaYouTVidMo's villager spawner, but then I decided to just use my own design, mostly because why not? If you've seen any YouTube videos, you have no doubt seen NaYouTVidMo's design, or there's a good chance of that. And so, if for no other reason than to just avoid the monotony, I'm going to build my design. I guarantee it will be far less effective than his, but who cares? I'm not really after efficiency. I am just after a kind of continuous flow of villagers. I don't need to have masses of villagers. I just need a consistent flow of villagers. Alright, I think these things are going to have to come down. New recipes for using, what is this, dark oak? Yeah, that's dark oak, right? Yeah. Alright, 5x5. Alright, so in this design, this is basically going to, oops, eventually be a small farm. So we will replace these middle 9 blocks with dirt for farming. These corner bits, now I'm going to need to go down because I need to put something under that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go down one more all the way around. And it's, I believe, yeah, okay. The way I've designed this, the trapdoors need to attach to the outside wall. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not really sure if that's actually necessary or not, but to me it makes sense that the trapdoors be attached to the outside wall. The reason for that is that this will be farmland and there will be 2 villagers trapped in here. These villagers, one of them will be a farmer eventually, the other one will be something else, and they will be harvesting the crops and sharing them with each other, and that will make them willing to breed, and they will breed. The babies will then be running around and will eventually, oh wow, okay, and will eventually run off the edge and drop down into an area that I'll build down below. So if the trapdoors are on the outside, they will drop faster than sometimes when the door's attached to the side you're walking from, they'll come out and stand on the edge of the trapdoor. It takes longer for them to fall in. So to encourage them to fall in, and I built that wrong again. Yes, I did. Those trapdoors need to be up one higher. And I also built it wrong because I need to have one more block all the way around to put doors on. And the other reason it's built wrong is because I need to have this covered up and the sky access on the other side. So I think I need to dig out another couple blocks all the way around. Yep. Yep. No. Okay, the dirt's going to go on top of this, the water source there. Yeah, then the trapdoors need to go on that side. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Trying to get my brain straight on this. It would help. I've actually have built this in a creative world just to make sure that it will work. And it does, but like I said, it's not highly effective. It just does work, but it's not a highly efficient farm by any stretch of the imagination. Alright, so let's get this out of here. I want to replace these blocks with some permanent blocks. Don't really care about the aesthetics that much, so I'm not going to worry about the fact that they don't all match. Okay, let's I'm going to need a hoe, which I keep building these things and keep either losing them or putting them in a chest somewhere and walking away and then not having them when I need them. So that's kind of a thing, I guess. I'm going to leave those pumpkins there. Or the pumpkin and melon, they can continue to grow there. Not a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Now, one of the reasons this is not very effective is because 9 farmland spaces is just not going to yield that much. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. It just won't yield that much crops. So the growth of the villagers, the growth of the village and keeping these villagers in a willing state is going to be slow. But it doesn't really matter. There will be continuous addition to this, so it will be enough. Honestly, if I get 1 villager an hour, it's probably enough, but I'm thinking this will do a little bit better than that. Alright, so here's the other thing I want to do. I would like to be able to see these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and make a furnace here. And we're going to start smelting some of this sand down into glass. Just to give me a jump on that. Plus it gets it out of my inventory so I can finish mining this out, right? Alright. I don't want to use the beetroots because the farmer's inventory would fill up with the wrong thing, potentially, and not work out so well. So we can use potatoes or carrots, and since there's some potatoes here, we'll use those. Oops. May wind up taking this all down to a lower level at some point, but for now, again, since I'm not starting with a farmer in here, I will eventually need to swap him out and put a farmer in there. But to get started, that will be okay. Now let's let's get some doors going. I've got 5. I'm not sure how many blocks it takes to make. So that gives me 12 more. Is too many, but that's all right. All right. So maybe you're starting to see how this is going to work. So the water in the corners help to hydrate this dirt. That's the reason they're there. This whole thing up here is going to be covered with okay. I'm going to leave that side open for right now. And we'll use that to get the villagers in here. But on all of these sides, and eventually this side, the trapdoors will be open. That will allow the baby villagers to run through there, because they'll be running through. They want to go out and play. This is going to be a roof on this. They want to go out and play, so they will be running out here thinking they can get through, but with the trapdoor open they'll fall down the hole instead and go into the nursery. So the nursery is just the place I'm going to keep them until they grow up, and that's definitely a euphemism. All right, let's get a lid on it. All right, that will work. These would work anyway because they, and I'm not going to get spawning on top of it because they're half slabs, bottom slabs, but that will keep this lit up well enough to help those crops grow and prevent, I don't think anything would spawn inside, but that will make sure that doesn't happen. Yes. And let's go ahead and replace these corner blocks here with redstone lamps. I will add the levers down below in a minute. Yeah. Okay, let's go down here. And I think I've got some ladders on me. Yes, I do. So I will be using those ladders during the building process to help myself get in and out of this thing. But they probably will not be there long term. Yep, that'll work. All right. That block stays. Everything else on these 2 levels go. Well, I mean, these corner blocks. see. If I put a source there, and another source there, if I drop off here, pushes me that way. Okay. If I drop off here, pushes me. Okay, so everything should push me to this block. Yep, that'll work. I can't take that block off. That's fine, but this one should be fair game, right? Yes. Okay. Alright, and that is the point then I need to drop and move over. Alright. Alright, that bit is done. Apart from those glass, let's get the rest of it going. Actually, what I want to do at this point is go up here and get some coordinates where I want this thing to come out so I know how far to dig. And I think I was actually thinking about putting them over there. Maybe I should do that instead. Maybe I should go that way, because I was thinking about using this thing that I originally started to dig out as the foundations for my... Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that instead. So this will be the foundations for my trading center. So let's go ahead and jot down some coordinates here. So I've got 696 and 908. And this is at 86. Not that that matters, but... Alright. Let's see where that would come out over here. Or how this would line up with this. I'll need to make a little bit of a jump here, but definitely doable. So let's head down there. I'll need to change the path of the water, but that's not a big deal. And then we will head the rest of the way that way. There we go. Now these lights will actually not be necessary because the water will prevent spawning, but makes it easier for me to see. Okay, and then this will need to go to 696. So I've got a ways to go. And guys, I am not going to finish this up now. We will finish this up on the next episode, and hopefully we will get some villagers, either bring them over from over there or cure them. I haven't decided which. Probably won't decide that until it actually happens, but we're going to do that and get a little bit more done on this thing, and we will see you all tomorrow in the next episode of NaYouTVidMo. Have a great day, guys.